Welcome to this edition of the Cultcast Show. I'm Macca and I'm joined by my faithful sidekicks DJ and Parsons. And today we're here to discuss the latest Marvel incarnation, which is Doctor Strange. And later on in this episode we'll somewhat get into Fantastic Beasts if we have time. But to start off with, a brief overview of the movie is famed New York neurosurgeon Dr. Stephen Strange has a tragic accident which renders the use of his hands useless. In a bid to find himself and find self-worth, he travels the world and ends up in Nepal, where he comes across a group of mystics. Sorry,
not the band Mystique. To be confusing.
All the X-Men Mystique.
Yeah.
It comes across. I can't say the word now. Mystics, who teach him how to become what is known as the Sorcerer Supreme.
Alright, I thought Doctor Strange was pretty good. I'd say it was good. When I first saw it, obviously it's been a few weeks now, so when I first saw it I actually thought it was great, but then thinking about it I've forgotten most of what happened, and I think I confused the plot with a lot of other Marvel films, but it was enjoyable. I had a good time for 2 hours, or just under 2 hours. If you like magic and action and kind of The Matrix, but also Harry Potter and stuff like that, it was down that alleyway as opposed to the more typical superhero film, but it still was kind of a Marvel film, so it followed the same basic plot. It was okay. Parsons?
I agree with DJ. I think the film was good. Yeah. Benedict Cumberbatch is I can never say his fucking bloody name. Benedict Cumberbatch. His performance was very good. It was stronger than I've seen in his other films, The writing of Strange, where he was quite likeable in an arrogant way, a bit like Tony Stark. The supporting cast were great; they all did their job. I just think it was the humor and the fact that, and the lightheartedness was managed pretty well. And for a 2 hour something blockbuster, it was okay. I'm not. It's not going to be an instant classic, and in 5 or 6 years I will see this on television and try and work out, oh yeah, I remember seeing this film, and then watch it and say, oh yeah, I quite like this film. That's don't go to cinema expecting for a life-changing experience. That's my view. But there's a lot of likeable things. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's no Age of Ultron, is it, Parsons?
No, it's not. It's not. Age of Ultron was better, I think.
Okay.
In a flawed.
So I went into this movie
it wasn't really
full of hope and expectation, and I gotta say I was massively let down. I did enjoy the movie. It wasn't what I was expecting it to be. I was hoping to see more of the arrogant cock Doctor Strange before he had his accident, and wanted to get more of a grasp of why his life before the accident and becoming the Sorcerer Supreme was so important to him, and why he wanted to hold on to it so much. You don't really get into that in the first 20 minutes of the film where you see him. Visually, the film's spectacular, blew me away, but I was left wanting more. I wanted to see more of the characters. I wanted to know more about Mordo, more about the Ancient One. Tilda Swinton, I thought she was fantastic as the Ancient One. She rarely puts in a bad performance. She's a fantastic actress. But yeah, overall I was just left wanting more, and the ending sequence, it just grated on me.
But I quite liked it in the sequence.
No, it just grated on me because it
was quite original. Like it did everything in reverse.
We'll get onto that one.
Oh, okay. So what worked? So, DJ, what do you think worked in Doctor Strange?
So I think how you do kind of magical effects, you either do kind of otherworldly kind of like wands and stuff, or you do what they were doing here, where it was kind of channeling another dimension. I think they kind of went down the right path, although I know that's how it is in the more recent comics anyway. I liked the effects. They literally just took from Inception and a few other kind of recent films. I think Hugo, I think, as well. I don't know. It's like they've taken from pretty much every sort of fantasy time traveling trope, and they kind of threw it all together. It wasn't original. They didn't do anything original, but it was nice to see it done well. Though I could tell when, I mean, the CGI was very obvious, but
because buildings don't collapse in on each other like that, did it?
It never looked real, but it looked convincing within the Marvel kind of.
It kind of looked like a stained glass window.
I mean,
that was the kind of effect they were going for.
I mean, Marvel films tend to have a very particular look, and whilst this was different, it also really fit in. It didn't seem like a complete departure from the visual style that they've previously established. I mean, that's kind of. I thought visually it was good. I liked, surprisingly. Actually, overall, surprisingly, it looks like I like the film the most out of us three. But I mean, a kind of surprising twist as well. So I don't like Benedict Cumberbatch that much. I don't think he's a particularly good actor.
Blasphemy.
I think he's very theatrical. He belongs on the stage and not really.
That's where he started.
On screen. Yeah, I know, but he should have stayed there.
Ended.
However, you know, and the thing is, you know, I was emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually scarred by Star Trek Into Darkness. And so I've never really forgiven him, but I think I have now, because he was quite good. I liked him in this film. He played Bellend quite well. I think he was just kind of
playing himself
a little. Yeah. I can imagine he probably applied to med school, you know. He fucked around a bit too much and he didn't actually get in, and then he ended up becoming an actor. I imagine that's his backstory.
Yeah, probably.
So he does seem like at that time. I liked the whitewashing of Tilda Swinton, literally. I mean, she couldn't get any paler. So she can.
She can.
Oh, she can.
There's a lighter coat, yeah.
Oh, shit me, man. Anyway, I actually liked her as the ancient one. I kind of thought Jackie Chan or someone should have been doing that role, but, you know, feminism and white people. So they put her in the role. She was really good, actually.
Big shout out, #white feminism.
White feminism, go for it. Chiwetel Ejiofor. I'm just going with that.
It's Ejiofor.
There we go. He was a good Mordo. Now, Parsons didn't stay to the end of the credits, so he didn't see the twist at the end. But Mordo, from what I remember of the comics, is a villain. And the film established him as a villain when he killed Benjamin Bratt's character, or it implied that he killed him. Because, and I liked, so this is quite a big thing at the end to state, or inadvertently Doctor Strange becoming the special one, or whatever it's called. Sorcerer Supreme.
Neo.
And using dark magic.
The one.
They've actually created a villain there that might be the first really good Marvel villain. Because
Baron Zemo.
Yeah, Mordo, because
who? Doctor Strange or Mordo?
Yeah, Mordo, because basically Mordo's
so he ends up as a villain.
Yeah, because you didn't stay to the end credits, you missed the twist. Because in the comics, he's a villain called Baron Mordo.
Oh, I see.
So basically, what happened is because he wasn't happy with how Strange and also Ancient One used dark magic, he wants to purify the world from dark magic. So he goes and kills the first person who used magic to just heal himself.
It's not just
So the guy that Benjamin Bratt's character is a small role, the one who told him to go to Nepal.
Yeah.
Yeah. He killed him at the end.
Oh, okay. So he's
set up as the new villain.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
Right, so that was kind of good because it was a bit like an ordinary villain, obviously within the world of magic. How, you know, decisions that we make do, and I think this film is
kind of like everything he's known and believed in has just been taken away from him. Now he's an empty shell, and he's just gonna.
Yeah. And that's
no. He's not an empty shell. He's just got. It's just that his agenda is to get rid of
put it back on track,
this
how
practice,
it
which isn't a bad thing because, you know,
he's a broken man.
Because in the wrong hands,
that's what he's.
He doesn't see himself as he won't see himself. He's not a baddie. He is a baddie, but he doesn't see himself a baddie because he's.
But that's kind of like Zemo from.
Exactly, yeah, like Zemo.
Civil War.
Yeah, who is the best Marvel villain so far?
He has been the best Marvel.
But then, I mean, just running through this. So I thought that was. I thought it was quite good, and I liked overall. I mean, the last thing I said I really liked on it, in the sense of the film, was that it kind of our choices and decisions do have an impact. Even though it was about magic, there was a kind of subtext to it which I think I picked up a bit better than maybe Iron Man 3 tried to do it as well, but it just flopped at it. It's the idea that, you know, decisions we make relate, like, obviously him and, at the beginning he was a bit of a twat, he was very angry, and then, you know, he was very self-centered, and then as he loosened up and became a bit more open to help, not saving the world, but, you know, having a bigger purpose, you know, it's very basic, but I liked that, you know, by the end of the film, Benjamin Cumberbatch had gone on a bit of a journey from being a selfish twat to a bit more...
An unselfish twat.
Unselfish. He's still a twat, but a bit more unselfish.
Yeah. He's not very likable, but he's... But
he's not likable,
but he has a very strong, like I say, like his presence and his performance in this, he has a strong screen presence, and he's very good at having that sort of aura where he looks like a leader and people are going to look up to him. I can see him meeting the other characters in the Marvel universe.
I look forward to him
and saying I'm in charge, and they're gonna.
You saw that clip?
No,
with Thor?
No, I didn't see any of it. I don't watch.
They pretty much set up for Ragnarok with a scene between him and Thor with a beer glass that I kind of want because it never empties. It just keeps emptying and refilling.
So that's how Thor's going back to Ragnarok. I'm going back to
Isengard.
Asgard.
Down in Ragnarok. Oh, okay.
Because he's going to open a portal between Earth and if Thor, and he'll do it as long as, because basically to get rid of Thor off the Earth, Doctor Strange will give him a one-way ticket back to Asgard.
Oh, I see.
So that's how he's getting back to Asgard.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I think like sometimes I think these origin stories are quite difficult. You have to get them out of the way, and then you can go and do what you want with the characters, right?
More interesting stories.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. More interesting stories. And
and you gonna say what you liked? I mean,
I was just that I think sometimes it suffered with that a little bit. It got bogged down in its origin story. Like, you know, you need to introduce the Supreme. What's her name? The Supreme one, the Ancient One. And he has to train, and he has to get over his own ego and repair his hands, and then choose between that and being a superhero, etc. Like, you know, these choices all have to be sort of squashed into this origin story. But I think the humor and the way they handled it quite lightly, worked well, which is on beat in a lot of Marvel films. Macca,
this is going to be hard.
See what you like about.
Right, as I said, there wasn't stuff I didn't necessarily say I didn't like the film. Like, I enjoyed it, but there's so much you could have done with this character, and they just went for the basic story. I really don't know what to say.
What would you like? What I've liked?
Well, you might as well then go into what was crap or what you would have made
to say what you don't like, because you obviously don't have much you like.
Obviously, no, like I said, I liked Benedict Cumberbatch in the lead role. I thought he brought a certain charm to the character, even when he's an arsehole.
All the actors did well, I think.
I'm getting there.
Mads Mikkelsen was very good as a villain. He always plays the same villain.
I don't know. He was in King Arthur, and he played a goodie in that.
He played a goodie in something.
Yeah, he played a goodie in King Arthur. He was the dude with the sword and the eagles.
He's always a.
He was a bit
villain.
two-dimensional.
Even in the Reanimator video, he's a villain. Like, bitch, better have my money.
I don't listen to that shit, so I won't
know. Okay, let's go off this tangent.
He's the bitch that better have her money in the video.
Oh, okay. Let's get off this tangent and let's go into Doctor Strange. What did you like about Doctor Strange, Maka? What was nice?
No, as you said before, you got all contradicting and was.
What about Mads Mikkelsen? He gets typecast.
Yeah, can I just?
I'm talking about this.
I'm gonna say, Mads Mikkelsen, actually, because I've actually gloated about the acting. I had a problem with Mads Mikkelsen a little bit. I think he's a really good actor, but he gets typecast in every film. And in this film, his character was a bit two-dimensional. I didn't really get to know the character very well. It was just.
I don't think that was the point.
Yeah, I guess so. He was just another. He was just a villain for the sake of being a villain.
Out of nowhere.
He's a typical Marvel villain, man.
Yeah, he's typical, I guess.
Sony somehow managed to get all the good ones.
No, Zemo. Come on, let's not go there.
Loki
is good. He's well rounded, man.
Oh, look, that just says it all.
DJ
Fuck,
has
you got
been
me.
outdone.
It's not like one villain.
Two.
One.
Two.
Who's the other one?
Zemo.
Who the fuck is that?
From Civil War.
Who?
Oh,
come on,
doesn't
no,
know.
yeah,
I
he's-
don't fucking. I
We
genuinely
did the
have no
whole
idea who
session.
Zemo is.
Yeah.
The guy that is...
I thought Zemo was the head at the end of this thing.
No, the guy that's Dormammu.
I don't know who Zemo is.
He's the fucking fella that's setting the action with the events of Civil War.
Civil War.
Oh, that's
yeah.
not a fucking villain.
He
Yes,
is
it
the
is.
villain
No,
because...
oh my lord.
Yes, he
Okay,
is.
yeah, he's a. Oh my god, yeah, fine, yeah. Okay.
That's a better, more well-rounded than fucking Lex Luthor's. Like,
Oh my god, that's
the red
You
clips
leave-
are coming.
No. You leave Luthor alone.
what? But like
The red
what?
clips are coming.
What,
That is the
but
worst
What
villain
in
ever.
you guys are taking that as the best villain from the Marvel films?
Yeah, because
Yeah, he's a good
he
villain.
had an objective and he accomplished his objective.
Yeah, it's the
You guys
closest.
are
And he was
suffering
just
from
a
the
man.
Stockholm
It's-
syndrome
no, it's a
under
close-
the Disney regime.
it's
My
a
goodness.
close-
No
It's-
way is that. Really, that's the point I made. Is Sony ended up with all the best villains?
No. That was
They,
the
on
best
paper,
written
they might have
villain.
had...
On paper.
Doctor Octopus is miles better than Zemo.
No, Zemo,
Zemo.
I think was a very good villain.
On
I'm sorry.
paper, Sony, Fox may have got the better villains out of the deal. But in terms of story, in terms of execution, in terms of wider effect on the Marvel Universe, Zemo's been the best.
Yeah, he has. He's
was-
what Heath Ledger
Wait,
was.
Swish!
in DC
You don't
universe.
quite,
3
don't
points.
quite know if it's had a wider effect.
You do,
I'm
because
fairly
he split
certain
up
in
the Avengers.
And fairly certain Avengers Part 3, they're all going to be chummy again. How can you do an Avengers 3 and 4 actually, but just 3?
I think
That one.
actually,
But they're not all
I've heard that
chummy again.
Tony Stark is potentially the best villain. If they turn him into a villain, then Marvel will have an ace up their sleeve.
Technically,
So
he's
they've
already
built
the villain
up.
of the Marvel
So
Universe.
they've
Because
built up over this whole time. I think he could be the best villain.
with
If they
the
make him a
exception of
villain,
the
then
aliens
they will
that
fucking
invaded in the
ace.
first Marvel, the first
They will-
Avengers film, he's the reason all this shit happens.
Yeah, I think-
Ultron, Civil War.
Exactly, yeah. I think if
Yeah,
Marvel
yeah,
want
I
to play
mean-
the long game, then Tony Stark could be the best villain that they have in their pocket.
No, because they need to sell Iron Man action figures, and they won't make Tony Stark a villain. They'll do Tony Stark's evil brother that he never knew he had, something like that. That's more likely.
It's not. This isn't the,
It is.
the DC television
That's
universe.
DC doesn't.
with all
DC
its
doesn't do
alternate-
that.
Actually,
Doppelgangers.
DC did do that.
Doppelgangers.
No.
Evil
In the
brother.
comics,
Tony-
Court of Owls, Bruce Wayne has a brother he doesn't know about.
He does know. In
Yeah,
yeah,
his
in
dad
Gotham,
comes
he does
back
know now.
and kills him. And all
Gotham,
this
you saw it.
crap,
It's a clone,
yeah.
isn't it?
I haven't watched it.
Oh, anyway,
You saw him at the end of season 2, though.
No, I
gone
ain't
off-
at the end of season 2.
Oh my
I'm
God,
halfway
you're-
through
okay,
season
okay.
2.
Anyway, okay. So I was gonna then say, then. Oh, we did go. Mine's a bit deep on my issues of the film.
Go ahead.
All right.
yeah.
So as much as I enjoyed the film, there are some really big issues. So
Is it the fact that you can't go over the fact Zemo was the best villain?
no, I agree. I think he is probably the best, but I don't. I wouldn't.
Backtracking now.
No, I don't. I didn't disagree on that, but I didn't even realise you cast him as a supervillain.
I
He
didn't
was
cast him as a super
I
villain.
mean more like Mad Mikkelsen's character villains or like Ultron villain. He's a very different type of villain.
He is a different
It's
type
like
of villain.
Hydra. I don't really consider Hydra villains.
They are the
It's a
villains.
They're just-
vacuum cleaner, isn't
They're
it?
bad. They're bad
It's
people.
Dyson.
They're bad. They're like the baddies. But I don't. Like, the bald guy. I never really thought of him as in the same lane. I don't know. I never really considered. Yeah. No. There's a bald guy. He appears in Agents of Shield as well. He was a Hydra agent.
Oh, we don't watch his Agents of Shield.
Yeah, I stopped
No.
watching Agents of
But
S.H.I.E.L.D.
season 1 or 2. But anyway, he's the one who turned out to be the secret Hydra agent in the second Captain America film. He's on the TV show.
Oh, I know who you mean.
Exactly. I don't know what his character's name is.
Yeah,
but-
he's the one they rescued from the boat in
and he turned out to be a
Winter
baddie,
Soldier.
innit? Yes, I say. Yes, I say. I think he's Zumo.
And
is
so
more
did
like
the
that.
Senator.
Yeah, I never
from
really consider
Iron Man
them.
2.
They're villains, but I don't consider them the same type of villains as Doctor Octopus. But they are villains. Yeah, give you that. However, they're more like Flash in Spider-Man.
Unless-
He's a twat, but he's not. And they're going to reintroduce him, aren't they? So
let's go.
Anyway,
go
so-
on to Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange.
This
Okay.
is all relevant
So,
because it's Marvel.
it's all relevant.
Yeah,
There's
but
a
it goes
Spider-Man
high down,
movie coming
otherwise
out
it
in a
goes-
couple months.
otherwise
So
it goes-
No, because Marvel goes like that. It goes in so many different directions. You
Yeah,
can
I know,
all
I
link
know.
them back.
yeah, I'm looking into it. So the issue I have with the villain is again you've got a kind of
Which villain? Mads Mikkelsen
Mads
or
Mikkelsen.
Dormammu?
so Mad Mikkelsen's Celius even. I think I just completely misread how I wrote it. Celius. He's I mean, it was a bland. What the? It's just like it was just there. He didn't really. He had. You saw his motive. I didn't actually understand his motivation. I didn't know why he was doing it. I just accepted he was doing it. But
I think his motivation was to become like the ancient one because he's already tapping into the dark magic too.
He wants more of that, and he wasn't happy that she was restricting it. I can kind of see it, but it wasn't really enough to justify.
He wants to release and embody Dormammu into the wider world.
Alright, I get that, but
make
it
the
wasn't,
dark magic more powerful than it already is.
It was just a bit of a lame kind of villain for the film, but obviously the whole reason now, retrospectively looking at it, so they set up the true villain, which is going to be Carl Mordo.
They just needed a villain in the story.
They need something to service the plot.
Yeah.
So I had an issue with that.
But they could have gone like a. They really wanted to do a Batman Begins route. They could have put the Ancient One as the first villain, a bit like
she
how,
Oh.
kind of was the semi-villain.
Yeah, like,
but then the second
like
big issue I had, and this is going to be an issue on what I call. This is an issue I had with this one. It's probably the first time Marvel kind of, to me, a bit of a slap in the face of if you were a Marvel fan. Now I am a Marvel fan. I'm critical of Marvel films.
Really?
But I've seen
DJ.
I go in
the J for Marvel.
Well, let's just assess the facts here. I see all the Marvel films generally before you guys.
But that's because we do the podcast. I know I see them on opening night also.
I go to midnight.
I can't. I have a full-time job. I can't afford to do
it. I'm a bit extra.
I see them in my sleep before they even happen.
So I am a Marvel fan, and this film kind of two things it did, which kind of a bit of a slap in my face was obviously you had Ben. I think he's going under the name Benedict Wong, who played Wong. So he just played himself. I don't know.
Yeah.
His character was cool. In fact, he wasn't anything more than a caricature of
Chinese
monk,
guys.
Chinese monk guy in the library.
No, because if you read the comics,
I know the comics
his
thing.
manservant.
Yeah, I'm saying
becomes his like partner in crime. He's like psychic. He's Batman to Robin.
He becomes his manservant. But the point is, he's not anything more than the sidekick. Yeah,
that's how he refers to him in the comics.
But that's what annoyed me. They didn't make him into more of an actual fully rounded character. He was more of an extended cameo. And I just thought the actor was really.
There's a bit where they're at the Hong Kong. I don't know what you call it. The palace thing, and he's walks outside all big and bad, like ready to throw down, and then they cut away to.
They didn't even show him.
They didn't show him.
He didn't do anything kicking us, anything at all. They didn't actually.
They walked out. They walked out of the sanctuary.
Yeah.
Him and his two flankies, or what they're called.
Yeah.
And they're like, right, no one gets in. We do this or we die.
And they never actually showed.
And they never showed this badass
so
fucking doing
what he's going to do. They never really fleshed him out. But even that, they didn't even. I can't even name you one thing about that character that he liked. He found the joke funny at the end. That's the only development that character had in the whole film. So it's kind of. But he was really good. Like he was a scene stealer in many ways. Now, the second issue I had with Carl Mordo, I think the actor Ejiofor.
Good day for Brits, because Benedict Wong and Ejiofor are both British, yeah. Right?
Benedict Cumberbatch.
So is Benedict Cumberbatch.
Most of the cast is British. Tilda Swinton, Benedict Cumberbatch, Chiwetel Ejiofor.
Isn't she Australian?
No, I thought she was Italian. Never mind.
Anyway, anyway, what I was saying is like, okay, it's good they've set him up and they've got a new big bad, and they really needed that. Marvel Universe needs more good villains. Yeah. However, he was nothing more than, oh wait, another black sidekick. How many times does Marvel have the same trope in every single film? Iron Man's got one.
Oh, yeah,
Captain America's got one.
No, he's got a white sidekick.
No, he hasn't. Sam Wilson,
Rogers.
the Falcon.
The Falcon.
Buck Rogers.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Buck Rogers, really?
It's not quite sidekick, but those two are the
That's
sidekick.
A completely different entity, dude.
Well,
yeah.
Bucky Barnes.
Buck Rogers in the 21st
and then
century.
The third one, and the thing is, it's
Bucky
like,
Barnes.
It just.
Who the fuck is Buck Rogers again?
Buck Rogers is the guy from the past that goes to the future.
Oh,
that's a different show. That wasn't even a comic book, I don't think.
Oh, this is big
and then yeah, it's just like again, it's like, and the thing is, my mum of all people, I went to see Doctor Strange as my. So anyway, I went to see Doctor Strange. Oh, wait, back on track, yeah? We're talking Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange, man.
Buck Rogers.
Buck Rogers.
We got the hashtag.
Right. Hashtag bring it back.
Bring back Buck Rogers.
The game, isn't it? The rabbit.
I don't know. I've got to Google it later because I
we'll
can't
have to Google
remember it.
this. I think they made a parody of it with a rabbit.
Really?
But that was Bucky O'Hare. Captain Bucky O'Hare.
Oh,
Yeah,
maybe
that's
that's
the
what people are using
80s TV show that he done shut up about.
Yeah.
The Green
maybe.
Rabbit thing.
But
Alright.
anyway, so I went to see Doctor Strange with my mum, and my mum made the comment like, "Oh, why have they got the black guy as a side character again?" So of all things, I was like, my mum made that point, and she's the kind of casual audience Disney really loves going to see these films. Incidentally, she liked it. She didn't really love it, but she liked it, the film. Anyway, that's one issue. But the biggest issue with this film, the infuriating one, which literally pisses me every single bone in my body off, is why the fuck is Rachel McAdams in this film? 2 reasons it pisses me off. So one, she's playing a character called Christine Palmer,
Can you start off by saying, Kieran, you were right?
You were right on this. However, no, he's right in that she's playing a character that in the comics becomes Night Nurse. Yet it doesn't happen in it. However, you got to remember...
Also, a cough remedy as well.
So, she's playing a character that becomes Night Nurse, which is what...
Claire Temple.
So she's replacing...
Rosario Dawson's character in the TV universe is also becoming Night Nurse. Now, you don't cast Rachel McAdams, who is probably the most in-demand actor of all the cast, yeah? In a role, because she's an Oscar...
Because he's an Oscar winner, and he's an Oscar-nominated actor.
But she's Oscar-nominated as well. So I'm saying, but she's like probably the most bankable out of all of them, because Mean Girl and all that stuff. She's quite a good actress. However, you don't cast her in a role where she only has 4 scenes and she's in like 2 locations for the whole film. It's like the most bizarre kind of... In my head, it's like, well, they're setting her up for a future film, potentially to make a nurse. But then it does my nut in, because it's like, well, they already got a Night Nurse. Now, of course, when they started filming this movie, Disney's television department and Disney's movie department were friends. Now they're not. Obviously, since this has happened, Inhumans has been announced, and ABC Studios, which is the TV arm of Disney, are like, fuck you, Marvel Cinema. You guys can all burn in hell, and we're going... And so they're splitting the television universe from the movie universe.
But not the Netflix.
No, it's the Netflix as well.
No, because half the cast of the Netflix movies have been confirmed.
I don't think they're going to be in it. I don't think they're going to be. And I think what's happened, because they're going to be like, no. Because they've had literally a real life civil war has happened within Disney.
Calm down.
It's amazing. It's exciting. However,
is the real reason you're so upset about this is because I was right?
No, I'm not right. You were right. I thought she would become more. They tend to hit more that she become Night Nurse.
But you told me that Rosario. She was never going to become Night Nurse because Rachel McAdams was casting Doctor Strange and she was going to be Night Nurse in Doctor Strange, so Rosario Dawson would never become Night Nurse.
What happened, and this is where Mac is going off on because he's not read the press about this, is when they cast Rosario Dawson, she was the biggest name on the Daredevil show, and when they cast her, they did a press release where they said she's playing Claire something.
Claire Temple.
No, Claire Temple, so they changed her name. She was playing Claire something else, yeah? And they said in the press release, it will be the beginning of her journey across all the shows, becoming Night Nurse. And then, what happened is when they were filming Doctor Strange, they forced the TV department to change it to Claire Temple and get rid of the Night Nurse plot. And they said, well, Night Nurse is now going to be in Doctor Strange, so they got a different actress. When what they thought they were going to be doing is having Rosario Dawson be the link between the Netflix shows and the movies. She was going to be temping as a nurse in the hospital, and that's what was it. And they clearly have either refilmed it, because if you watch the film, Rachel McAdams scenes are all in one location, and it looked like a pickup shoot.
Yeah,
it looked like they added it in, like they added all those bits in. And honestly, I think they filmed Rosario Dawson, then they realised she doesn't have any chemistry with Benedict, or they didn't want her matching with him. Disney does think about these things. If audiences aren't going to connect to it... I think
you're just getting out your pram because I was right and you're wrong and you can't take it.
No, but what's happened in Netflix is they've backtracked, but they've changed the character already. So Claire Temple isn't actually Night Nurse in the comics. It's Claire something else. It's another name. And they've now had to backtrack, and they've gone back on track because they're doing 2 separate universes anyway. Yeah, that's the point I was making. Like, why didn't they just have it being Rosario Dawson? I don't understand. And it annoys me because it's like, I love the idea of a shared universe, and now it's falling apart.
It's not falling apart.
It's falling apart.
We have all the Defenders to bring us back together.
It's going to fall apart. And that's why I think...
The Defenders have started filming. Don't panic. They will bring us
on the plus side, I have no problem with it splitting into two. And you know what gives me the ultimate idea that it's split into two is, in this film, they had an updated New York skyline, and it's not the same one they use in the TV shows, even though they could. And so I'm fairly certain, like, they've kind of done two different parallels. So that just annoyed me. It was infuriating. I don't like the fact that the TV shows and the movies don't match. It just pisses me off. When the TV show, even the Netflix shows, have references to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and now Inhumans is coming. And Inhumans is coming into cinema. So that's the thing, innit? The first two episodes are going to be for 2 weeks in cinema. So it's like, it makes me think, like, there's now two universes, and this is the fucking thing that this film does not deserve to be what caused the Civil War. It wasn't that important. So why did they fall out over this film? That's the thing that I get upset about.
The producer has entered the room.
So that's my only... It's not even really anything to do with the film. It's behind the scenes malarkey. But the thing is, you know, these things ruin my enjoyment because I follow all that. And that's my only issue with Doctor Strange. So it's quite a...
I think your only issue is that you don't like being wrong, and
I wasn't wrong. I don't know what I was wrong about, though. You're saying I'm wrong.
You said Rachel McAdams was going to be Night Nurse, and she wasn't.
She is going to be Night Nurse.
No, she's not.
She can't be Night Nurse because she's a doctor. She's going to be Doctor something. You don't cast Rachel 100%. Okay, so here we do this here. I don't know. I'm not doing money on this. Streaking down the street. Streaking down the street.
No.
Raina's Lane. Don't worry.
Lane.
No one's going to notice you. Don't worry.
Okay, in your boxes.
No.
Streaking in your boxes.
I don't even go out in shorts.
To
I'm
the
not
top.
doing that.
Women in their push
Rachel
chairs will stop
McAdams
and
does not
stare,
become
but
the
nobody
equivalent.
care. Don't worry, man.
If she doesn't become
fine.
a night nurse type.
Thank you, Adam.
No. She has to have the name and the title.
No, she won't. Why would a doctor be called night nurse?
Because that's how they've done in the comics.
No, she's not a doctor. She's not a doctor. That's the thing.
She's a doctor.
She's not. She's literally a nurse. She's his right-hand nurse. And that's the reason why she gets worried about talking about the medical thing, because she's only a nurse. This is, well, it's like if you watch the film, you can see it. Like, she's a nurse. She doesn't have any authority as a doctor. So she goes to Stephen to say, I think there's a problem here, right? And the other doctor's like, you're just a nurse. What do you know about this?
Oh, that character was terrible. That doctor that doesn't give a crap. Doctor doesn't give a crap. Like, like, what the hell was he doing in the hospital? It's like every single time they gave him a scan, he was like, it's nothing. He's just like, just cut his hands off and throw him on the sidewalk. Like,
that's something I did like. Is
blatantly to make Doctor Strange look clever.
Astral projection, and they were having a fight, and I like that.
Okay, here's something just to throw in here that everyone. I've not even seen a reviewer talk about this. Yeah, just throwing it out there. Just want everyone's opinion. What actually caused the crash?
What crash?
The stock market crash.
The crash that made
the car
whole
crash.
Film. Yeah,
he wasn't paying attention on his phone. He spun out of control.
Aliens. No. Well, he's going with aliens, but it
was aliens. Was it?
It was completely not even brought up. So he was like trying to find the new patient to operate on.
Yeah.
No, they mentioned that a girl that got struck by lightning or something. That's Carol Danvers, who becomes Ms. Marvel.
Yes.
Or is it Captain Marvel?
Captain Marvel. Ms. Marvel is a Muslim girl.
So and he's looking through the things on his phone, and he crashes because he's not paying attention.
Yeah, but
it tastes better in a can.
I'm fairly certain.
Isn't it?
I saw something blue. And
he's driving in a storm, so it's probably fun.
Yeah, but I think
he crashes into another car before he goes off.
What will be revealed is it was done.
Who?
I thought the end thing was going to reveal that Benjamin Bratt character did the whole thing, orchestrated the crash.
Why would he orchestrate it?
Because he has some magic power.
Yeah, but he's got nothing to gain from causing the crash.
I'm just saying, I thought that was the twist. Like, it was all pre-planned or something.
Benjamin Bratt was the guy that Doctor Strange goes to see to find out about the place in Nepal and how he went from not being able to move from the neck down to running around on a basketball court.
I don't think it was an accident. Or there'll be something weird, like in the next one he travels back in time and he causes his own crash or something ridiculous. they have to out crazy Legends of Tomorrow's stupid plots. So I think they will do that. But anyway, that's just what I thought. It didn't really dwell on it. You just assumed.
I think that he was looking at his phone and he should have been paying attention to the road. I think this is part of a
road awareness
campaign. That's what I think. So that's what I'm going for.
Right.
So it wasn't Storm, it wasn't aliens, it wasn't Doctor Strange from the future. It was stop and think. Don't use your phone.
Don't drink and drive.
Don't drive. Don't text and drive. That's
Don't
what I think it
tweet and
was.
drive.
Yeah. And it's a good
Use
message.
weird scanning
Yeah.
device things that he was using. He had a printer in his car?
No,
Or
it was an
what
iPad.
Oh, okay.
And he's driving a Lamborghini, man. And he's speeding
On a
in
cliff.
the rain.
On a cliff, yeah.
On a cliff.
He
Doing
was
in excess of 100 miles an hour.
But here's what I don't get. He was in New York. Where the fuck did he find the cliffs to drive along?
What are you talking?
Maybe he was driving out to Long Island.
Yeah, he was going out to somewhere else.
Yeah, but there aren't cliffs like that in New York State.
You to be honest,
Maybe
you're
he
just
weren't in New York State when the crash happened.
He was in LA clearly because they were filming there. Sorry. They're like,
I
oh,
don't
fuck it,
know. I'm not a location manager.
We'll
What
add
the fuck do I know?
we'll add some mountains and cliffs. 20 minutes from
I don't
central
know.
New York, as if it doesn't just go into water. There's no up in New York. It doesn't have mountains or
So
cliffs.
I've been to New York.
Exactly. Then when did you see the mountains and
I
cliffs?
didn't, but I didn't
Yeah.
go down to Jersey or anything either.
Doesn't have mountains and cliffs either.
It has hills.
somewhere on the
Maybe,
East
but it was
Coast.
just silly. I didn't understand that.
Okay, so is that it then? I think that's everything wrapped up.
Well, what's next? There's the
What's
thing.
next?
Then what's the next Marvel film? You know, and it didn't really tease it much, did it?
Well, the next Marvel film scheduled for
Spider-Man.
release is it Spider-Man or is it Ragnarok?
Spider-Man. Obviously, this film didn't. When they made it, they
Thor
probably
Ragnarok.
didn't know Spider-Man was going to be made, so they didn't read too much. They didn't know at the time. Maybe it's weirdly the weird schedule. They didn't.
No,
know
I
that
think
stuff.
that they know about each other at the time.
They didn't really do any tease for it. They teased Ragnarok, however. They set up Ragnarok, which was quite cool. I thought it's quite like I can understand why Doctor Strange would want Thor to fuck off, because Thor is a bit of an aberration, isn't he? It's like he doesn't want gods on the.
If I was anyone to do with Marvel or anything, I'd want Thor around because he gets shit done.
But I think that's.
I'd want the Black
And
Widow
he's-
around personally.
She's hot, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Can I just say something as well? When are we going to see a Black Widow film?
No,
we're not.
Black Widow's comic book.
You got Ghost
the
in the Shell
latest,
coming out in March.
the latest graphic novel was
Go see that.
was one of the best. Was rated one of the best graphic novels of 2016, and why can't Marvel pick that up and make a film about it?
Well,
Because-
Scarlett Johansson's come out and said she wants to do a solo film.
What's the point?
The Russo
It's
brothers
so
have
boring.
said
It
they
made
want
her
to do a
backstory
film.
so fucking dull.
They
She was a
haven't-
ballerina that got
they-
brainwashed.
She
Fucking
wasn't a
hell.
ballerina that got
Oh,
brainwashed.
whatever.
They need to do.
It's
They need to
crap.
do a story with a
You don't
central
really know
female
any
superhero.
about her. You're getting Captain Marvel.
I think so. Captain Marvel. What's Captain Marvel?
Captain Marvel.
Thing is that this is the irony of Disney, right? They'd rather shove women in Star Wars than in Marvel. I think it's a very honest fact.
I think it's
I
below.
don't know, Dave,
It's way past
but-
its sell-by dates. Marvel has enough fans, has enough it can afford to do a film with a female superhero lead now.
Do you think we'll see She-Hulk in the Netflix show? Because she was one of the Defenders types.
No. The reason I think you'll see She-Hulk in because they're doing Ragnarok is incorporating Planet Hulk. Planet Hulk is literally gonna beat the moon or something to Ragnarok or something. I don't know. They're putting Thor.
Planet Hulk was
they're putting-
Earth. It's
yeah.
when Hulk comes back.
Well, they're putting Hulk. They're doing something with all these different Hulks on
There's not all these
in
different
Thor
Planet
Ragnarok.
Hulk is just a
Because
gladiator.
Thor Ragnarok is about
it's
Thor
Ragnarok
and
is
Hulk
Norse
fighting-
Armageddon.
yeah, but it's Thor and Hulk fighting Kate Blanchett's
Written by
character.
Christian Monk.
So it's all Ragnarok's a planet, isn't it?
No,
What is it?
Ragnarok is the Norse Armageddon.
Ragnarok is a story in Nordic.
I think I
history.
think they instead of doing a Hulk
Mythology.
movie, they've just tacked it onto the Thor movie. I think that's what
Ragnarok
they've
is
set up.
about the end of Asgard. The end of Asgard.
Oh, Guardians of the Galaxy is the next Marvel film. Sorry,
It is.
then it's
Woo.
Spider-Man.
We get to see who is Stallone playing. They haven't said anything, and he's like majorly announced as he's going to be in it.
but they've not really.
They've
announced
not
them.
announced.
I
who
like
he's
the
playing.
fact that they hold it back in it because Guardians
It's
is
quality.
Do you think
it's
it'll
still
be
the
able to
best
repeat it
film they've
again?
done.
Hell yeah! And I want to get that
Hope so.
Or do you think
soundtrack.
it's going to be Star Trek Into Darkness?
Star Trek Into Darkness was a good film.
It was literally just voted like last week the worst.
Benedict
No, it
Into
wasn't. I don't
Darkness.
care.
Do
I
you
liked it.
think?
It was a good film.
They
alright.
actually Paramount actually blamed Into Darkness for why Beyond didn't do
I think
better.
it's the fans, the Star Trek fans. If you don't
Yeah.
give them what they want, they would just complain. I guess there's two groups.
That's everything though.
Yeah.
Star Wars is suffering through that.
Yeah,
Backtracks and everything.
because happens it has such a fan base, they take ownership over the
They
franchise.
shouldn't announce so many films in advance. It's stupid.
Don't start Star Wars. I will get upset.